Previously, from behind the canvas. Everyone thought I had the perfect life, a successful career, a beautiful home, and a wealthy husband who gave me everything money could buy. But behind all the comfort was a loneliness I had learned to hide. And on one ordinary morning, a broken down car forced me onto a crowded Lagos bus, where I met a quiet stranger named Ola. He didn't say much, yet somehow his kindness and the mystery in his eyes stayed with me long after we went our separate ways. I told myself it was just a chance encounter. I had no idea that meeting Ola was the first brushstroke on a canvas that would soon paint the most dangerous chapter of my life. And that's where our story continues. The human heart is a strange thing. Sometimes, the things we think we are searching for are not really what we need. And sometimes, the things we never expected to find become the very things that change our lives forever. That was what happened with Ola. At first, I told myself it was just a passing moment, a stranger I met on a difficult morning, someone whose kindness I appreciated, nothing more. But the heart does not always listen to reason. And slowly, without realizing it, I began creating reasons to see him. The next day, I found myself walking past his art studio during my lunch break. I told myself I was simply curious. I wanted to see what kind of person spent his days surrounded by paintings. That was all. At least, that was what I told myself. The small bell above the glass door rang as I entered. Ola looked up from his canvas. For a moment, surprise crossed his face. Then a small smile appeared. Vera. The way he said my name caught me off guard. Not because it was special, but because he remembered. You remember me? He looked amused. Most people don't forget someone they helped enter a bus during a Lagos rush hour. I laughed. It was the first time I had laughed freely in days, maybe weeks. I was just passing by. He looked around the empty gallery. Passing by an art gallery. I smiled. Maybe I was curious, Curiosity is usually where every interesting story begins. Those words stayed with me. Ola's gallery was nothing like the expensive places I had visited with Chinedu's business partners. It was small, quiet, simple, but every painting felt alive. There were portraits of old men with tired eyes, children laughing, women carrying baskets in rural villages, beautiful scenes of everyday Nigerian life. I stopped in front of one painting, a woman sitting beside a window. She looked peaceful, but also lonely. Who is she? I asked. Ola became quiet. For the first time, the calm expression on his face changed. My mother. I turned towards him. Oh, I'm sorry. He looked at the painting. She passed away 8 years ago. There was pain in his voice, not dramatic pain, the kind that lived inside someone for a long time. You painted this after she died? He nodded. Some people write letters to people they've lost. A pause. I paint. Something about that answer touched me, because I understood it. Sometimes people don't need advice. They just need someone who understands their silence. From that day, I started visiting the gallery more often. At first, I convinced myself it was because I loved art, then because I enjoyed the conversations, Then because Ola made me feel different, he listened, really listened. When I spoke, he didn't glance at his phone. He didn't interrupt. He didn't rush me. He noticed things, small things Chinedu had stopped noticing years ago. You changed your hairstyle. One afternoon, Ola said. I touched my hair. Really? He smiled. Yes, I laughed. My husband didn't notice. The moment those words left my mouth, I regretted them. Ola became quiet. Your husband? I looked away. Yes, a married woman. That was what I was. A fact I had been trying not to remember. After that day, I tried to create distance. I stopped visiting the gallery. I buried myself in work. I avoided looking towards his shop when I walked past. But avoiding someone is difficult when that person has already found a place inside your thoughts. I started noticing things I hated admitting. I smiled whenever I saw his name appear online. I replayed our conversations in my head. I found myself comparing him to my own husband, and that comparison scared me because it wasn't fair. Chinedu and Ola were completely different men. Chinedu gave me security. Ola gave me attention. And somewhere between those two things, I became lost. One Friday evening, Lagos experienced one of its famous southern storms, the kind where the sky turns dark within minutes. I had stayed late at work. By the time I stepped outside, rain was pouring heavily. I rushed towards the nearest shelter and found myself standing beneath the roof of Ola's gallery. I froze. The lights inside were still on. Before I could decide whether to leave, the door opened. Ola stood there. Vera! I smiled nervously. I was just trying to escape the rain. He stepped inside. Coming. The rain became heavier. The entire city outside disappeared behind a curtain of water. Inside the gallery, everything was quiet. So quiet, the electricity suddenly went out. Darkness surrounded us. I laughed nervously. Perfect timing. Ola smiled. Maybe the universe wants us to slow down. I looked at him. Do you always talk like that? Like what? Like you're inside a movie. He laughed softly, and hearing that laugh did something to me, because I realized something terrifying. I was no longer just curious about Ola. I was drawn to him. Lightning flashed through the window. For a brief second, I saw his face clean. The kindness, the sadness, the mystery, everything. Then he stepped closer. Vera. My heart started racing. I knew what was happening. I knew I should move. I knew I should leave, but I didn't. His hand gently touched my face, and for one moment, I forgot everything. My marriage, my promises, my responsibility. I forgot the woman I had always believed myself to be, and I kissed him. The moment it happened, reality came crashing back. I pushed away. No. Ola looked confused. Vera. I shook my head. I'm married. The rain outside sounded louder than ever. I walked out without saying another word. That night I barely slept. I stared at the ceiling until morning. Guilt sat on my chest like a heavy weight. I had betrayed my husband, the man who had built a life with me, the man who had never denied me anything. But then another painful thought came. When was the last time Chinidi looked at me the way Ola did? When was the last time my husband asked me how I truly felt? I hated myself for thinking it, but I couldn't deny it. Something inside me had awakened, something I had buried for years. Days passed, then weeks. I tried to forget Ola, but every attempt failed, and eventually, I stopped fighting. That was the beginning of my biggest mistake, or maybe the beginning of the only time I felt truly alive. I don't know anymore, because sometimes the line between love and destruction is thinner than we imagine. My meetings with Ola became secrets. Secrets became habits. Habits became a second life. I became someone I never thought I could become. A woman who lied, a woman who hid her phone, a woman who invented excuses, a woman who looked into her husband's eyes and pretended everything was normal. And the worst part, I was happy. That was the part that frightened me the most. I was happy. One evening, while sitting in the hotel room with Ola, my phone rang. I looked at the screen. Chinedu. Immediately, the happiness disappeared. Reality returned. I stared at his name for several seconds, then answered, "Hello." "Hey, sweetheart." His voice sounded tired. "I just wanted to hear your voice." I closed my eyes. The guilt was overwhelmed. "How was your day?" he asked. I looked at Ola sitting quietly across the room. The man who had become my escape. The man who had become my secret. And for the first time, I wondered if I was already too far gone. That night, I made a decision. A decision that would destroy one life and create another. I was going to tell Chinedu the truth. I was going to end the lies. I was going to choose Ola. Because in my heart, I believe I had finally found my soulmate. But I had no idea that the man I was running toward was carrying secrets far darker than anything I had imagined. If this story pulled you in, you're already wondering what happened next. Don't leave without liking this video and subscribing to this channel. Trust me, you do not want to miss what happens next.